car inverter. Changes your car into something else. No, not actually. It converts your 12 volt DC power to 120 volts. This one is rated for 200 watts, and it is by a company called, oh, I'll pronounce this wrong, Pisfau. Let you take a look there. And as full disclosure, this was provided to me to test and review, which I have done. We took a road trip, and we have a conversion van, and we drove from here in northern Illinois down to the Gulf Coast in Alabama. And that's a long trip. It's 15 hours each way. Well, one of the things that'd be nice is if you had a laptop, you could watch a movie or something on it or do whatever. And I do not have, or I still don't have an adapter for my laptop to plug right into what we used to call a cigarette lighter, but now it's called a auxiliary power port. That's where one of these things plugs into. So thought we'd use it for that, and this also has charging features on it. On the side here, there's 3 USB-A ports and 1 USB-C, so you can charge your phone or tablet or iPod or whatever you happen to want to charge. In our van, because of the age of it, USB ports weren't really a thing, so you didn't have that feature. So we always had a little, one of them little cigarette lighter adapter things, auxiliary power port, you'd plug in and you would charge your phone or whatever from there. So I thought this trip would be a good opportunity to try this out. Run my laptop just fine. We charged our phones on it, charged the tablet on it while we were driving, and it's all good. Little switch in the front here, of course it won't light up because I have nothing to plug it into up here. Little switch in the front here, you turn it on and off. If you overload it, this LED right here will turn red and it'll start beeping. I had to see if I could overload it. So I not only had the laptop plugged in, I plugged in a saw, which is way over what this will handle, and it immediately went into protection mode, so it did what it's supposed to do. So the only disadvantage of this is I wish this cord was longer. Because of where our auxiliary power port is, this doesn't quite reach the console that we have between the seats. There is a little thing I want to call a doghouse in the van that this would sit on, but then by the time you put the cables in it, it falls off like this when you stop and go. But otherwise, this did a great job. We ended up sitting this down on the floor and plugging things into it from there. Something I will say, if you have a vehicle where the auxiliary power port stays live all the time, even when you turn your key off, unplug this. Don't leave it plugged in. You're liable to run your battery down. Even if you have the switch off, I wouldn't think it would still work as an inverter then, but don't take your chances and leave it plugged in. I did that once long ago with a larger inverter, and come out in the morning and, hey, my battery's dead, what's up? Well, I left the inverter plugged in. So, little word of caution there. But otherwise, this thing worked just great. And I will put a link in the description of where to get it. And once again, this is provided to me to test, and I can't really demonstrate it because it's kind of hard to do that when you're driving. Well, we did put it through its test, a couple of 15-hour trips, worked great. So if you got anything out of this, appreciate getting a thumbs up. Always helps the channel. I'm Roger in the loft above the shop. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.